The problem with insurance agents is that they're going to tell you to put all your money in the IUL and don't worry at all about your 401k. The problem with financial advisors is they're going to tell you to put all your money in your 401k, IRA, etc., and don't ever consider an IUL. These two different parties are always competing with each other, but that's not the right way to think about it. The right way to think about it is that these two different strategies, IUL, 401k, traditional accounts, these two strategies are designed to complement each other. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video so that you can have all the information you need to pay less taxes, have more cash flow, and leave more money to your family long term. So to understand all this, we have to go back and learn about the old way that people used to retire, because retirement has changed from the old stool to the new stool, which we're going to talk about in this video. So when they had pensions, personal savings, Social Security, when they thought about all these things, these were all different sources designed to supplement retirement and then ultimately support your retirement, right? Now, Social Security, when it was first came out, if you lived until age 65, well, the life expectancy was 12 to 13 years, and that means you're living until 77. Now, today, that same life expectancy is 18 to 20 years, which means you're living to 85, 83, and that puts a lot of stress on the Social Security system. That is why the trust fund for Social Security is set to run out by 2035, at which point in time the payroll taxes are only going to be able to pay out about 77% of the scheduled benefits. Now, do I think that that's actually going to happen? No. What I think is going to happen is they're going to keep it at 100%, but they're going to lower the IRMAA brackets. IRMAA brackets, well, really understand it like this. IRMAA is a tax on your Medicare. It's essentially a wealth tax. It's technically a surcharge, right? But if you did a great job saving for retirement, you get to pay more in Medicare premiums than everyone else because you need to pay your fair share, of course, right? Now, as the Social Security system gets more and more pressure put on it, they're going to need to make up that difference. Politicians aren't going to want to cut benefits. So what they're going to do is they're just going to, in my opinion, they're going to lower that IRMAA threshold and make pretty much anything on top of Social Security trigger it. Now, what they also used to do was they had pensions, right? But they replaced the pension with the 401k, the IRA, the defined contribution plans. We're going to talk about that a lot in just a second. And then the other thing is what they did was it was personal savings, and this was going to be stocks. This was going to be bonds. This was going to be life insurance. This was going to be real estate and annuities. I'm sure you can find some other things to put in there for personal savings. So the new focus, the pension replacement, right? Because they moved away from the defined benefit and they moved into the defined contribution, 401k, IRA, etc. The new focus is all here, and these are great specifically if you get a match, because a match, let's say you put $1 in, they match 100%. That's $1 on $1. That's 100% rate of return. We're talking casino-like rates of returns here, okay? Blackjack table, you hit a blackjack, actually usually the odds are going to be better, but I think you get the point, right? It's very good returns. It's hard to beat the 100% rate of return on the match. Okay, you get a deduction on the way in, so good. Great, we like deductions. Deductions on the way in. That money is going to grow, tax deferred. It's all right. It's going to depend on some certain structures and things. But the withdrawals are going to be taxed as ordinary income. Okay, TOI, tax as ordinary income, when you pull money out. So the problem with your tax deferred retirement account, your defined contribution plan, starts when we start pulling money out. But it doesn't stop there. So withdrawals are going to be taxed. It's the first problem. Now, if you think about how much debt we have as a country, the deficit that we run every single year and are projected to run for the next 10 years of $1 trillion or more, and then the unfunded liabilities of Social Security and Medicare, which is nearly, I think, 75 or $100 trillion at this point, it doesn't look good, and they have to pay for it somewhere. They can't just keep on kicking the can down the road. And so what that looks like, in my opinion, is taxes are going to have to increase to pay for these things. Now, you don't need to leave a comment or anything like that to answer for this question, but do you think taxes are going up, down, or staying the same? Because we obviously know where I stand on this. Now, on top of the tax risks that these traditional retirement accounts are going to put you right in the way of, we have what's called sequence of returns risk. Okay? And this is all based on luck. It is just market timing. So if you retire into an up market and you pull money out of your portfolio, let's say you increase 10%, you got a 10% gain, and then you took out 4%, great, you're okay, right? You're still up 6%. If you fell 10% and you took out 4%, now you're down 14%. It's going to be a lot harder to recover from that. In the 401k, the IRAs, they're leaving you completely exposed to the sequence of returns risk. And what that does is that will make you run out of money much faster. And it's all based on luck, right? It's just all based on luck. If you retire in 2008 versus, 2024, for example. Great year, 2024. Okay, and then ultimately, long-term care. See, this bucket, the 401k, the IRA, it's not doing anything to protect you from long-term care. All right, so if you don't know what long-term care is, I'll explain it very briefly. When you live, you get old. When you get old, you probably are going to get frail and sick. When you get frail and sick, it's going to cost money, nursing home, in-home care, etc. You're going to need money to pay for that. In the 401k, the IRA, it was not designed to pay for that, right? And so these are the three big risks of moving over the main focus of your retirement into the 401k, the IRA. Now, let's talk about the restrictions, right? The restrictions are going to be the 59.5 rule. So the federal government is going to say, if you want to take money out of this 401k before 59.5, we're going to hit you with a penalty, right? So that's not cool. Now, obviously, there's the rule of 55 exception. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because that doesn't apply to the majority of people. The contributions are limited in 2025 when I'm making this video at $23,500, up $500 from 2024. And then ultimately, whatever is left over in this bucket right here, whatever green you have left at the time that you pass away, well, your kids are going to get to pay the tax on that as well. So withdrawals are taxed. The inheritance is taxed. It's almost like, it's not this way, but it's almost like that the federal government has a lien on your retirement accounts. And that is not amazing to me. Now, let's just say, I'm going to save enough for retirement. I'm not really worried about that. Well, let's talk about the silent tax, inflation, okay? Here's just some I'm not going to go through the entire chart, but here's just some basic things. New car, up 216%. This is from 1995 to 2025. Gas, up 200%. Health insurance, up 313%. Long-term care, up 350%. Ground beef. Your boy loves his ground beef. Absolutely love ground beef. Big old burger from In-N-Out. Amazing. That's up 330%. Milk, not that bad, 61%. And eggs, I can't believe eggs are this expensive, especially in today. I went to Costco this week. There was no eggs left. I had to go to 2 different Costco's to get eggs, and the price of them was just absolutely ridiculous. Eggs are up 469%, right? So if they don't if they don't raise taxes so much that erode your savings or crash the stock market, they're just going to print more money, and when they print more money, it's going to erode the actual purchasing power of your dollar. So your dollar will be worth less. Now, in a perfect world, what kind of tool would you use to take the big risks off the table, to make sure that you're saving enough as well, to decrease taxes, to maximize cash flow, and to leave a tax-free inheritance? Well, in a perfect world, what I would want is something like this. Okay, let's walk through it. I would want competitive rates of return. I would want some type of vehicle that has a no loss of principal design. It is immune from market volatility. If we have a 2008, I'm not losing money. I'm locking in my gains. I want tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals. I want liquidity. I want to be able to pull money out if I need to pull money out. I want it to be passive and hands-off. I like to go play golf with my dad on Sunday morning. I don't want to have to worry about, worrying about my portfolio or things like that. I want it to be protected from creditors and lawsuits. Not that I do anything wrong, but I just want it protected just in case. I want it to be moral and ethical. I want it to be multi-purpose. I want to be able to use it for retirement. I want to be able to it be my emergency fund. I want to have it be able to help fund my children's college. And then ultimately, I want it to be legacy friendly. I want it to pass tax-free to my children, all right? And that right there, that is what we call life insurance. So life insurance is going to be able to do all of those things. And that is why I say it complements your 401k and does not compete with it. So the new retirement stool, right? We have Social Security. I don't think that's going away, although we need to protect our Social Security, and we do that by making as much of our income tax-free as possible. Again, we removed the pensions, and that was replaced by the 401k. But the free match in the 401k, that's free money. That's good, right? So I still like 401k, free money. And if you set it up properly, anything under the standard deduction essentially can be tax-free. Now, that's not tax advice. I'm not going to walk through the specifics of that in this video, but that's a benefit. And then the personal savings, we got the IUL right there. So instead of stocks and bonds, which most people are using for the personal savings, we're going to be talking about stocks and life insurance, 401k and life insurance and Social Security. And what that's going to do is that is going to decrease taxes. It's going to protect you from market volatility, protect you from market downturn. Because when the market goes down, you can just pull from your life insurance policy and give this 401k some room to breathe, some room to grow, catch back up. It gives you more flexibility. You do not have to wait until 59 and a half because you could pull money out of your insurance policy at any age. There's no RMDs on the life insurance, so when you're forced to take out the RMDs here, you can let this life insurance continue to go up in value. It gives you the liquidity, and then ultimately whatever's left over in the life insurance when you pass away, it is life insurance. There is a death benefit that is going to pass to your family tax-free. Now, when we talk about mortgage-free life and how that fits into the picture, well, with mortgage-free life, what we're doing is we are increasing cash flow 2 times. Now, how do we do this? How do we increase cash flow? There's only 2 ways to increase cash flow. Number 1, what we can do is we can decrease expenses. And number 2, what we can do is we can increase income. And so because we're paying off the mortgage, aka mortgage-free life, that's the first way that we increase cash flow, so check. And then we're turning what was lost interest to the bank, getting them rich, and transferring that into your own account, into your own insurance policy, creating that income that's tax-free. So we're increasing income, or we're increasing cash flow twice there, right? And that's how we get results like this, where it's a 9-year payoff with creating $139,000 a year tax-free, 7.5-year payoff, creating $23,000 a year tax-free. I don't have my phone on me. I'm actually recording on my phone, so I have not done the calculation on what you would need in order to net, what you need to pull gross from your 401k to net $23,000 or $139,000. But this is why I talk about planning based off of cash flow and taxes and not insurance and investments. We're trying to mitigate taxes and we are trying to increase cash flow. And we do that obviously by using insurance and investments, but we're not basing it in insurance and investments. So the plan drives the product recommendation. The product doesn't drive the plan. Great mentor of mine told me that. All right, so if you want to see how all of this would fit into your financial plan, you could go below this video, and there's going to be a link. That link will take you to a calendar, and that calendar is my calendar. You can book a time one-on-one where we're going to go over either your mortgage-free life numbers, or we just meet on different financial planning strategies. And looking forward to talking to you then. Okay. Hey, if you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Would love that. Maybe leave a comment if you're feeling it, if you're feeling a little excited. All right. But anyway, as always, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.